Hello YouTube, Sir Dragon X here, coming to you from the beautiful city of Monterrey. Can you live in Mexico on Social Security? We're going to answer that question in the video coming up next. Welcome back to Retired Life in Mexico, No Bull. Not only where we present you with the facts, but we present you with the true reality. Can you live in Mexico on Social Security? Well, the answer to this question is not as simple as it may seem. Today, we are going to get down and dirty and discuss the true reality of living in Mexico on Social Security. Many may disagree with me, but like I said in my intro, we not only present you with the facts, but we also present you with the true reality. This is why my channel contains the words "No Bull" at the end. As always, before we start, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel and hit the little bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. I also encourage you to like this video if you enjoyed the content. It helps me get the word out on YouTube. Also, don't forget to visit us on our Facebook and Instagram on the links listed in the video and in the description of our channel. Quick disclaimer here. I'm by no means an expert, and I always remind people that everybody's experience is different. So, can you live in Mexico on Social Security? Well, the answer is yes, no, and maybe so. I constantly see YouTube videos pop up on the topic of living on Mexico on Social Security. I also see this topic discussed frequently on expat Facebook groups. I felt compelled to make this video because most of the information out there only addresses the financial cost of living in Mexico. Information does not address the hurdles that you may face living in Mexico on Social Security. As a matter of fact, I was recently watching a YouTube video from a very popular expat channel on the subject. This video gave immigration advice that encouraged illegal behavior, claiming that it was totally legal. This is what prompted me to make my video, Living on Mexico on a Tourist Visa. I will provide a link to this video if you haven't already watched it and suggest that you do. So, let's start with the financial aspects of living on Mexico on Social Security. Now, I know that depending on how much you paid into Social Security and what age you claim your benefit determines the amount you will receive. For the purpose of this video though, according to the Social Security Administration, the average Social Security benefit as of December 2020 was $1,544 a month. So let's just say you get the average benefit. Can you live in Mexico on this amount of money? I could break it down for you, but to give you the simple answer to this question, the answer is yes, depending on where you live and your standard of living. I know, people are gonna ask, what are your sources? Give me your figures. How did you determine this? Well, there are plenty of YouTube videos on this subject and plenty of information on the internet addressing this, so I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. What I am here to address is the hurdles that you may face if you decide to move to Mexico on just your Social Security. Truth is that we're facing a retirement crisis in the United States. It's very hard, if not impossible, for some to currently live in the United States on $1,544 a month. Actually, not to mention, even if you get the maximum benefits, it's still hard to live on that amount of money. So I understand that many Americans are desperate and looking for alternatives, and Mexico is definitely one of those alternatives. Now, the first hurdle most Americans face moving to Mexico is culture shock. Many move to Mexico purely for financial reasons and do not take into account the difference in the culture. If you want to move here, you must be adaptable, learn the culture, and yes, I suggest that you learn the language. Now look, I speak the language, and Mexico is part of my culture, and I even experienced culture shock being raised in the United States. To some, it may be a difficult task, but I am here to assure you that once you adapt, you will find that there is a hidden beauty here in Mexico. Now, if you refuse to adapt, you will end up miserable, and I see this happen often with many expats. The second hurdle is immigration status. Truth is that in order to qualify for residency, the financial thresholds are currently higher than $1,544 a month. Now, if your benefit is higher than those financial thresholds, this will not be a problem. I explained the process of applying for residency in 2 of my videos. Now, there are financial requirements involved. Unfortunately, there are some people that do not meet the financial requirements, and they have been forced to either live in Mexico illegally on an expired tourist permit or become what is known as a perpetual tourist. This perpetual tourist option was the illegal advice I was talking about earlier. I've actually done a video on this, but to make a long story short, in an attempt to stay legal, individuals travel to the border every 6 months, exit the country, and reapply for a new tourist permit. I explained in my other video why this is illegal, so I won't go into detail. Now, here's my advice. Do not move to Mexico purely for financial reasons. Be willing to adapt to a new culture. It's well worth it, and respect the laws of the country and live here legally. Now, I've heard all the arguments, such as Mexico doesn't care, Mexico is corrupt, so money buys anything. I've lived here for 20 years and nobody's asked me for my immigration status. It's legal to be a perpetual tourist, all the way to expats spend money and contribute to the economy, so it's okay to do whatever I want. Bottom line is that nothing gives you the right to disrespect another country's culture or disrespect their laws, whether you agree with them or not. You must remember that you are a guest here, and I am sure that you would not appreciate someone disrespecting your home country. Now, with all that being said, I'm not talking about all expats, and a majority love and respect Mexico for all it has to offer. Many even contribute to their local community with more than just money, which I will be featuring in videos coming soon. Now, what about those who think my hopes and dreams of living in Mexico are gone? Or maybe you're one of those who's living here and was forced to live here illegally. Is there hope? Actually, there is. Believe it or not, Mexico is a welcoming country and they want you here. It's not for the money. As I mentioned in my immigration crackdown video, several states are offering asylum programs called regularization programs for those who have overstayed their tourist permit. Also, everybody concentrates on the monthly income requirements. It's not just based on monthly income. You may actually qualify if you have an investment or savings account. And surprisingly, the threshold is not that much. Not to mention, some consulates will take into account your savings account plus your monthly income. I always encourage people to try, even if it looks hopeless. If you don't try, you will never know. I actually personally know people that did not meet the monthly income requirements and did get their temporary residency. So planning, you may be able to pull it off. There is no guarantee, but there is nothing wrong with trying. You may be surprised. Now, if you choose the illegal route because you want to believe misinformation or just don't care, then be aware that there can be some consequences. And if those consequences come, then they could be very devastating. That's no bull.